What was it Taylor Swift said? I think I'm finally clean.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
You guys, I did it. I have gone 7 days without drinking an Alani. And I know to some of you that's like, okay, whatever. But when I was having 2 or 3, sometimes 4 a day, 4 was rare. 3 was also pretty rare. 2 for sure, every single day. Yeah, you just start to wonder, something's not right here. And it wasn't as hard as I thought. It's pretty much all mental. And once I just set my mind to it, it went pretty well, I gotta say. I did have like those little Crystal Light packets and stuff to hold me over, but no more 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. So that's good. Honestly, caffeine doesn't even do anything for me anyway. Like, it's not like it benefits me. I just like the taste of Alani. And I honestly can't. I used to be addicted to Monsters, which is an insane thing. But not like the original. I hate the original flavor. It's disgusting. I like the pink can. Is it the pink Rosa? The ultra blue, what do they call it? Ultra Rosa? Maybe that's what it was. And the red one. And I would have those a lot. And then I found Celsius. And I wasn't like thrilled with Celsius. Like, it was okay. Like, I would have one every now and then. It wasn't like I was craving them. And then I had an Alani. And let me tell you, I had no idea what Alani was until Kim Kardashian. Not a clue. Not, like, I couldn't even tell you what they sold. And then when they hired Kim Kardashian to do Kim Aid with that 80s inspired photo shoot by the pool, I was like, oh, okay, I will be purchasing this. And I was hooked instantly. And guess what? That is the only flavor they've discontinued. And I just want to scream. They have a Hawaiian slush one that I wonder why exists, because it's really nothing special. Also, the orange one. It just tastes like Fanta. Like, there's nothing unique about it. So, in my opinion, get rid of those two and bring Kim Aid back. I don't understand why they got rid of it. I really don't. But, if they brought it back, not even the National Guard could keep me from purchasing and drinking 25 cans in one sitting. I love Kim Aid. And I'm so sad I did not save one of the cans to put in my pop culture cabinet. But I didn't know they were getting rid of it. So how would I know? How would I know they would deceive me like that? But yeah, I don't know. I guess I wish I felt like 1,000 times better. I don't think I feel much different, honestly. Who knows? Maybe if I keep it up, it'll help me better. But I thought like my skin would, like, the texture would be a little bit better. I thought maybe I'd be glowing, but not really. I guess I actually am, but I contribute that more to the green juice I've been drinking. I don't know if you guys know this, but I drink green juice. Apparently I say that a lot, and thinking back on it, I do. But it's really good, you guys. It's really, really good, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to start doing this new thing. I wanted to try it, but I didn't dare because I didn't know if it would like taste the same or last. But I want to make like a bunch of juice at once, because cleaning the juicer, you guys, is so frustrating. It is so tedious and time consuming. So I'm like, I'd rather just do this once, like every 3 or 4 days, instead of having to do it every single day. So then my friend Jenica posted a TikTok of her doing the same thing, and I was like, does it taste the same, or is it like pretty bad? She's like, no, you just have to shake it up, but it's honestly tastes the same. I'm like, okay, good, because I hate cleaning the juicer. She's like, I know, it's the worst. So anyway, I drink green juice, so does my friend Jenica, and I'm going to make a lot of it at one time instead of every single day. But yeah, I will still continue to drink Alani every now and then, but like more like a fun, like occasional type thing. Like me at like can you imagine on a 4th of July hot summer day parade, sitting in the shade of a beautiful oak tree, drinking my Alani in a lawn chair. Is there anything better than that? It's like stuff like that, or like road trips. But yeah, definitely not every day anymore. Plus, it's getting expensive. So I would be too impatient to go to Costco and buy the big pack, which would save you more money. But I would just go to like gas stations, and they're getting more expensive. I went to one 7-Eleven, and one can was $3.75. I'm like, what is going on here? Anyway, you guys, I'm finally clean. I I hope to continue this. I don't know. Maybe I'll have one today as a celebratory thing. But yeah, I did a TikTok and I'm really annoyed. And I kept it up on purpose because I'm like, no, keep it up. Like, it's okay to be embarrassed. It's going to help you be less embarrassed to post more things in the future. But I did a TikTok of me sitting in my car smoking a cigarette. And the premise was I am going through withdrawals of my Alani. So it's like I'm coping in different ways, which was smoking. And I think people think I really smoke. I don't smoke, you guys. I do not smoke at all. I do, however, love the smell of secondhand smoke. I love it so much. But it's like the first 10 seconds. And then after that, it stinks. And let me tell you, first of all, I didn't go purchase these cigarettes, by the way. Luckily, my sister smokes, and so I was able to steal some from her. And but I smoked half a cigarette. Half a cigarette. It was in my clothes. I tasted it in my mouth for hours afterwards, and I couldn't get out of my car, the smell out of my car, for like 4 or 5 days. I had my windows down, all of them, sunroof open, everything in my garage for 2 full days, and it still smelled like that. And I sprayed Febreze in it. And then it just smelled like Febreze, like I was a smoker trying to cover up a smoking smell. Just so you know, you guys, don't even try to cover it up because we can smell it. We're not dumb. Like, it's not like you're hiding anything. But yeah, so the TikTok failed miserably. It was embarrassing. I even texted my friend Catherine. I was like, I'm going to delete this. This is really embarrassing. 2 people have viewed it in the last 30 minutes. And usually at that point, at least a couple hundred have looked at it. But as soon as I went to go delete it, people started commenting on it. I'm like, well, I can't delete it now. But then I'm like, no, keep it up. It is going to help you get over your fear of posting online. And so if you want to go look at it, there it is. I don't smoke in real life. And someone's like, why did you go to smoking? Why did you do vaping? I was like, I would rather jump out of a moving car than be caught vaping. Like, sorry to anyone that vapes. I don't understand it at all. Nor smoking. But you know, every now and then, like, I know I said it, like, you think you look cool smoking, but you really don't. I don't know, a cool photo of you with a cigarette in your hand could kind of pop off. But other than that, I don't know. But yeah, so here we are. I've been drinking a lot of water, which is good because I love water. I used to never drink soda, ever. If I would, it would be Sprite. In high school, I went a whole year without drinking any soda at all, and I literally did not feel like I was missing out on anything. I remember I went to the movies on New Year's Eve, though. This is like after the full year of me not having any soda, and I took a drink of my Sprite, and my eyes just went so wide. Like, it was like instant sugar rush into my veins. But yeah, Sprite is like the superior. I will fight anyone that says otherwise. I don't like Coke, Diet Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, root beer. Like, I just don't like them. They're so gross. I do love Mountain Dew. I call it Hillbilly Sprite. It's perfect for a, summer day when you're, I don't know, out ATVing or just hanging out. But it is definitely Hillbilly Sprite. So take that as you will. But yeah. Here we are. What else do we need to talk about? Let's see. What do my notes say? So, I don't know if anybody else knows this person on TikTok. I honestly don't even know his name, but I see his videos pop up all the time. And he, like, reenacts, okay, so, for instance, this recent one is him being nominated for Academy Awards, and he's dressed up as different women, and the main woman is Paloma Diamond, but he's been doing this for years. There's Paloma Diamond, there's Felicity something, I don't know, but he has all these made up names, made up movies. Like, he puts so much time and effort into this, and he reenacts how they like act when they get their name called at the Academy Awards, and how they try to act all not pissed off that they didn't win. And the funny thing about this is it's gone on for a couple years now, and people are eating it up. Like, they act like this is the actual award shows. I go to the comments, and none of them say, like, oh my gosh, you're so funny, this is hilarious. All of them are like, Paloma Diamond deserves the win this year. Give her the Oscar. She's been robbed so many times. And then someone's like, no, Felicity deserves it. And like the names of the movies, one's called No Vacancy. One's called The Face in the Mirror in the Back of the Room. One is called Bluff. It's about a casino. It's just so funny. And then they're like, the crazy thing is Paloma Diamond stars in The Face in the Mirror in the Back of the Room. But she also directed Bluff. And she also had... on-set drama with this actress who's nominated for this movie. Anyway, all this to say, I love TikTok, and it's like happy and sad when you find something on TikTok, but you have no one to send it to. I see a lot on the videos. They're like, I have no one to send this to. But it's like you found this niche group on the internet, but like your real life friends have no idea what it is. Like they wouldn't understand. You'd have to explain it. And it's like, but if they don't get it, then it just would ruin the whole experience. So you just have this small group of people on TikTok who love this one genre of person that posts these random videos. And you know what? I eat that up. I have so many of those like little niche groups of things my outside friends have absolutely no idea about, but my TikTok friends, we are all in heaven. What's next? Katy Perry just announced that she is touring in the United States, and guess where she's not coming? Salt Lake City. But she is going to Vegas, so that helps my theory that people aren't going to Vegas anymore, which is super weird. She's going to Phoenix, Denver, Los Angeles, obviously. She's going to Tampa, and I have a friend that just moved, not to Tampa, but close by, and I'm like, maybe we should make a trip out there, but then it's like I have to buy a plane ticket. Whereas like Vegas... I guess I'd have to fly to Phoenix too. I'm not driving to Phoenix. Although I did that one time and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I've done it twice. The first time seemed like way long. The second time was not as bad. Anyway, I'm already going to Los Angeles to see Dua Lipa. No, I'm not rich, everyone. I just spend a lot of money. I have a lot of credit cards. And so I don't know where to go. She's going to Boston too. I would go back to Boston in a heartbeat. Boston was so fun. So anyway, let me know where I should go see Katy Perry. I really, really want to get floor tickets, like pit tickets. I hope she does like general admission. Dua Lipa is, and I'm really contemplating selling the tickets I have and getting pit tickets, because how fun. How absolutely fun. Yeah, so she's announced South America, she's announced Australia, she's announced some of Europe. People are wanting her to announce Asia. I hope she does more dates in the United States. Watch me buy my tickets and then she announces Salt Lake. I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do with the people that own the Delta Center now, of why people don't go there as much. But I just feel like no one really goes to the Delta Center anymore. And I don't know why. I really don't. I mean, there's still a lot of people that do go. But compared to how it used to be, it doesn't seem like it anymore. Anyway, speaking of music, Rihanna and... Wait, sorry. I was just going to talk about how Rihanna and Katy Perry used to be best friends. They still are really good friends, but back in the day, like the 2010s when they ruled music, those two were inseparable and they loved each other so much. Anyway, my next notes are Rihanna was spotted going into a recording studio. And it has been 9 years since she released Anti. And that was her last album. She's released a few songs here and there, but not an album or anything. When she released that song for Black Panther 2, I had a friend who was like, I was expecting it to be a little bit better. I mean, the song was good, but we were expecting like a Rihanna song, and it definitely wasn't like that. It was like a somber song, I guess you could say. Anyway, regardless, we are very happy to see her going into the studio because, I don't know, we miss Rihanna. I had a friend the other night tell me, she's like, I just don't like Rihanna's music. I'm like, Well, I don't know what to say about that. I actually have never heard really anyone say that. Yeah, I guess I don't hear a lot of haters about Rihanna. You know, there's certain artists you just, like, all you hear is hate, like Camila Cabello, poor thing. And then there's people like Rihanna who, even if you don't love them, people don't really hate on her, you know? I don't know. I mean, I like what songs you want. I really don't care, but it's just interesting because she's like, I don't like her earlier stuff. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? That's insane. Okay, so Instagram is bugging out. So is TikTok. Definitely something is going on with TikTok, whether Meta bought half of it or what. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I really try not to be because those people are really annoying. But something's going on, and the whole 12-hour shutdown thing, I'm pretty sure a business transaction happened because I saw a TikTok video of someone saying, just so you know, you might want to double check, you see if you're following this person and this person, two political figures that I wouldn't follow. And sure enough, I was following them. And their account had been made less than 24 hours ago. Interesting. So, of course, I unfollowed them. Same with Instagram. That's the exact same thing that happened on Instagram. The same two political people. And I'm like, interesting. Very interesting. So, I don't know. You might want to double check, see who you're following, who you're not, because, yeah, it's definitely weird. But Justin Bieber apparently unfollowed Hailey Bieber. And he did this statement. He's like, something whack is going on, you guys. Like, I did not unfollow Hailey. He unfollowed Hailey and someone else. I can't remember who. But, like, two very important people. So, at that point, I didn't really believe him. I thought something was going on. I thought it was, like, a publicity stunt for his new music he wants to release. But after seeing what I saw with my own two eyes on two different apps, I'm like, oh, okay. I can see that something's going on here. Anyway, that's not like that breaking of news, but oh well, there you go. Kate Hudson. I thought this was a movie, but it's not. It is a TV show. It's on Netflix. Could you call it a TV show? Or what would you call it, I guess? I guess it is a TV show. I don't know. It is called Running Point. It says Isla Gordon overlooked her whole life as an appointed president of the LA Waves basketball team, a family business. She aims to prove she was the right choice despite skepticism. I thought it was a movie, but it's a TV show and I'm really excited. So we'll see. I don't know if it's a mini series or if it's going to go on, but knowing Netflix, they'll cancel it within 32 days. But it's got Kate Hudson, who I love. I just love anything she's in. Fool's Gold is like one of my favorite movies. Of course, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. What other movies is she in that I just like? I love so much. She's just so fun. I just love her. Have you ever heard the story? Her mom is Goldie Hawn. If you're not who sure Goldie Hawn is, she's like an iconic actress from like the 80s and 90s. She was in Overboard, also one of my favorite movies. But she was telling the story about how her parents were gone. They're not married, but her stepdad is Kurt Russell. So Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn were off on vacation somewhere, and Kate stole their Ferrari out of the garage and took it somewhere, and I think crashed it. I can't remember what happened. She crashed it or it got towed or something, and Goldie didn't even notice it for like over a month. They had no idea that it was even missing. I'm like, what? That kind of wealth. That's telling you like the money that celebrities, especially movie stars, made back in those days is insane. Like their paychecks were huge compared to now, where it's like streaming services has kind of messed up everything. Anyway, in this show, Kate Hudson, obviously Brenda Song, London Tipton, Max Greenfield, Scott MacArthur, I don't know who that is, Chet Hanks. Well, you win some, you lose some. Drew Tarver. Have you ever seen... I've only seen a few episodes of this show, but it's super funny. It's called The Other Two. It's kind of like a Justin Bieber. Like, the kid becomes really famous when he's young, and he has two older siblings, and they're just kind of overlooked, and no one really cares about them. They just care about the little brother. Anyway, it's really funny. You should watch it. Who else is in this? No one else I really know, but everyone that I've named so far except for Chet. That's really interesting. He's in all 10 episodes too. I guess I shouldn't judge before, but just knowing his stuff he's done in the past. Interesting. Oh well. That premieres February 27th on Netflix, if you're wondering. Also, I'm even if it is pixelated, I am dropping my Netflix down to one screen per month. I am paying $22 a month for Netflix, which is ridiculous. Also, Sling TV was supposed to be $40 a month, and it has been, and the last time it's now like $58. Like the next bill was like $58. I'm like, yeah, no thank you. Sorry. if it's getting to this point, I'm just going to switch back to, well, I'm not going to, but I would switch back to satellite because it's just getting ridiculous. So I think you can pay like what, $11 or something for 1080p and only one screen at a time, which is fine because it's just me. But anyway, Jennifer Aniston is said to be remaking the 9 to 5 movie. Obviously that had Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, and oh my gosh, what's the other girl's name? What's the other lady's name? Hang on, hold on. But she's said to Lily Tomlin, of course. She's said to be casting Ariana Grande, Zendaya, and Sydney Sweeney for the roles. This is a pretty far-fetched rumor, but wouldn't that be so fun? That'd be a good cast. They're all super busy, though. I think Sydney Sweeney's making like 2 or 3 movies this year. Ariana Grande is not touring, but she has a lot of stuff to do for Wicked Part 2. And Zendaya is filming Euphoria. And is Dune Part 3, is that a thing? Or are we done? No, it's got to be a thing because they left us on a cliffhanger. Dune Part 3, Dune Part 2. Dune 10? That can't be right. Anyway, wouldn't that be fun though? That'd be a cool cast lineup of a 9 to 5. I've actually never seen the original. It's on my list to watch. Okay, sorry, I kind of just went down a rabbit hole. I'm on Zendaya's IMDb page now, and she's in The Odyssey, which I forgot she was going to be in. Euphoria. She's going to be in... Wait, what? It says there's already 1 episode released. That can't be right. And then there's this one called The Drama. And it's got Robert Pattinson in it. It's post-production. Robert Pattinson and Alana Haim. She's from the Haim sisters, the ones always hang out with Taylor Swift. So that's interesting. There's no other news about it, though. Sorry to break it to you. Amy Schumer was on the most recent episode. Well, at this point now, it'll be last week's episode of Call Her Daddy. She is saying how she'll probably never do a roast again because she feels bad. She's like, everyone says that they're okay with it, but you know deep down that it really hurts people's feelings. And she's like, when I was younger, I didn't think like that. Like, I didn't think that, it actually hurts people's feelings. She's like, now I do, and I feel really bad. But she's like one of the better roasters, even if you don't like her. She really is good. But, Nikki Glaser, I think she's just taking the cake right now for it. Wendy's is reportedly going to have a Thin Mint Frosty. So it's a rumor, but it's supposed to happen in February. There's this Instagram page called Mouth Attack, and apparently they just post stuff from fast food restaurants. Like this one, McDonald's releases a Grinch meal with dill pickle fries. Did that actually happen? That didn't happen, right? McDonald's is giving away free fries every Friday for the rest of the year. That actually did happen. Anyway, it says, according to Team Supernova FB, Wendy's is set to debut a Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty this February, sparking excitement among fans. While exact details are unclear, it's rumored to feature a swirl with potential flavor combos like chocolate mint Frosty or classic chocolate or vanilla Frosty with a minty twist. Stay tuned for updates on what could be the most anticipated flavor yet. I don't know. Do we like mint? My cousin loves mint. I don't hate it, but I don't it's not my first choice I would choose. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is to be named the Tour of the Century by iHeartRadio at the iHeartRadio Music Awards. It says Taylor Swift is going to be recognized as having the Tour of the Century at the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards. When the singer wrapped her record-shattering $2 billion earning tour in Vancouver, Canada, she told the crowd, "I want to thank every single one of you for being part of the most thrilling chapter of my entire life to date, my beloved Eras Tour." The awards show released the news of the accolade along with a slew of nominations for the Tortured Poets Department singer Wednesday. Swift has 10 nominations for 9 awards, including the 2 new categories of Favorite Surprise Guest and Favorite Tour Tradition. I feel like they just made those for her, because who else really brings out surprise guests? I mean, I think people do, but it's not like her. She's up for Artist of the Year, Pop Artist of the Year, Best Collaboration, Fortnite with Post Malone, Favorite surprise guest, bringing Travis Kelce on stage in London. Favorite tour tradition, 22 hat. Favorite tour tradition, surprise songs. Best lyrics, Fortnite with Post Malone. Really? I mean, that song's good, but there's other songs in the album that have way better lyrics than that one. Best music video, Fortnite with Post Malone. Favorite tour style, Eras Tour. Favorite on-screen, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, Taylor's version. So, the iHeartRadio Music Awards will be broadcast live on Fox March 17th at 8 p.m. There you go. I wonder if that means it'll be on Hulu. They should let you stream it live on Hulu because, you know, they want the ratings to go up, but no one has cable anymore. Okay, yeah. Did you guys see Ray Cyrus's performance at the inauguration? It was alarming. You know what was more alarming is how many people sent it to me. I'm like, why are you sending this to me? Just kidding. I don't mind it, but I was like, I have gotten this 4 or 5 times now from people. Why do people think I'm like obsessed with Ray Cyrus or something? I'm not, especially after this. So his son, Ray Cyrus, who's technically his stepson, but you know, still family or whatever. He's Tish's full son from a different relationship. But he wrote on Instagram after, if you haven't seen the inauguration performance, just go look at it if you want. It's quite frightening. They're claiming that it was faulty equipment and technical issues. I'm like, oh, there's a lot more than technical issues going on there. I think you've smoked a little too much something in your life. But Trace posted on Instagram, it says, since the earliest memories, all I can remember is being obsessed with you and thinking you were the coolest person ever. I wanted to be just like you. The day you adopted me was the happiest day of my life. Sadly, the man that I wanted so desperately to be just like, I barely recognize now. Let's see. It said, though Cyrus may be upset with me for posting this, continued Trace, I really could care less at this point. Me and the girls have been genuinely worried about you for years, and you pushed all of us away. Noah Cyrus has desperately, I don't know why they did that. They split it up. It said, Sister Noah Cyrus has desperately wanted you to be a part of her life, and you haven't been there for her. That's your baby girl. She deserves better. Somehow, just like me, she still idolizes you, though. So he posted that. Then he said, I don't know what you're struggling with exactly, but I think I have a pretty good idea, and I'd love to help you if you would be open up and receive the help. You know how to reach me. Till that day comes, I will continue to pray for you. So he posted that, and then he had to post another one saying, my message was, what did he say? He said, my message was, oh, that's not what I want. Extremely nice and compassionate, and then you take it as an insult or something. I can't remember. And now he's pressing charges against him. Billy Ray's pressing charges against him. He's like, I didn't even find out through him. I found out through my brother or a family member who told me. And he's like, you live 30 minutes away from me. Couldn't you come sit down man to man? He's like, I no longer have any. I'll always love you, but I no longer have any respect for you. So, and then I saw an article that said Miley Cyrus has no intentions of reconciling with her father. They haven't spoken in years. Apparently neither has Noah. And I think part of the rift between Noah and Miley for a while was because of Tish and Billy Ray divorcing and Noah taking Billy's side and Miley taking Tish's side. But then even there's footage or recordings that came out between Billy Ray and Fire Rose, his ex-wife. I think they're divorced now. Who he's like yelling at her and screaming at her, and she's like, "Please just stop! I'm listening. And he's just like berating her and just being so mean to her. So obviously something's going on with him because his wife left him. His second wife left him. Miley Cyrus won't talk to him. Neither will most of his kids, and that's really sad. It's just weird to see him from like a responsible father on Hannah Montana to whatever he is now. Gracie Abrams is the new face of Chanel. I don't know what more to say about that, but she has released there's like 10 pictures of her in different Chanel. I will always love that iconic Chanel fabric. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it has a name, but it's just like that coat. It's usually they wear it with a coat, like a jacket and a matching skirt. And it's not like completed. It's not that. It's not... I don't even know how to explain it, but if you were to show it to me, I would say that's what I'm talking about. And it's just like the iconic Chanel look. Lady Gaga, we have, 46 minutes left until she announces something. So on her website, every single day for the past 7 days, she's been having this countdown clock. And if you scroll around on the screen, it unblurs the image. And like the first one was LG1, and it had like the look of the Fame. The second day was LG2, which had the look of the Fame monster. Third was Born This Way. Fourth was Art Pop. Fifth was Joanne. Sixth was Chromatica. And now we're on 6.5, which is that's like the Joker soundtrack. She just put 6.5 because she didn't want to name it the 7th album. So when you see artists so it would be LG7, for instance. We don't know the name of the new album, but we know the album is coming. Or when it's like, even if we don't know the album's coming, it's just like the next album will be 7. So yeah, LG7 is the unnamed Lady Gaga album, and we will probably have it in 45 minutes, you guys. So sorry that I will not be able to tell you what it is until next week, but I'm sure people will know about it. Okay, so Britani Bateman, is that her name? On Mormon Housewives, on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, her stepdaughter posted something on TikTok about, she didn't say who it was, but everyone pretty much gathered, they figured we know exactly who you're talking about. It's basically just how she has trauma from, here it is. It says, "You're so funny." Is that trend that's going around? "You're so funny. Thanks. My dad's ex-wife has caused so much trauma in our family, and now she's on reality TV, and it's hard because no one knows who she truly is." And I'm like, no, I think we really know who she is. Yeah, but also that she is now a real estate agent, a realtor at Presidio Realty, which, if you're wondering what that is the lady that owns, or Presidio is the gosh, what am I trying to say? The brokerage that is on the TV show Sold on SLC. So she's just going from one reality show to the next. Supposedly she's still on Housewives. They announced that all of them are coming back and Brittany's staying on as a friend. Thank goodness, because she makes good TV. So yeah, get your bag, Brittany. I mean, whatever you sing in public and making people want to arrest you is obviously working. If you don't know what I'm talking about, she posts TikToks, and I'm trying not to be mean and cringy, because I don't want people to be mean and cringy about me when I post on TikTok, but this is secondhand embarrassment to the max. She goes around in public, you guys, and is on TikTok and is scream singing, maybe not scream singing, but singing so loud in public, and people are looking at her what she did on the Vegas Strip, and then she did it at the airport in Hawaii, and people are in the background looking at her. Then she sits on the baggage carousel thing, that they all spin around until you go pick it up after your flight, and she's sitting on her bag singing at the top of her lungs, and she looks up at someone, she's like, what there's something wrong here. I'm like, obviously there is, if you're getting so defensive of someone looking at you singing as you're sitting on a carousel going around in circles. But like I tell you, she does make good television. Lukas Gage, if you don't know who he is an actor who, I'm always curious when people like this. He's not very old. I think he's in his 20s still, and they write books. I'm like, but what about? Madison Beer. I love her to death. Love her. But she released a book, and I was reading it, and it's this book is good, but I feel like it didn't need to happen, So yeah, he's been in I don't know, a few things. The recent thing he's been in is Smile 2. I didn't watch it because I can't watch stuff like that. He's been in Euphoria. He's the guy that Nate Jacobs beats the crap out of. He was in White Lotus. He's the guy that him and the manager hook up. If you know, you know. And I don't know. I guess most people would know him from those. But he also married Chris Appleton, who is Kim Kardashian's hairstylist, and they were married for 2 or 3 months, and they got divorced. So, I mean, he probably has a lot of stories to tell, but he's also that actor that it was during COVID. It must have been because they were doing a Zoom interview, a Zoom audition, and they're all sitting there. He's in his apartment, and he's got people on the screen. There's like 2 or 3 other people on the screen, and they thought they had muted themselves, but they hadn't. And one of the guys is like just being so mean to him. He's like, I mean, look at that apartment. Look at that shitty apartment he's in. Look at, like, he's just, I don't know, do we want him? And he's like, yes, please, I know my apartment's shitty. Just please hire me. Please, 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 so I can buy a better apartment. And the guy's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so, so sorry. I'm like, not really. If you dare say that, like, people that dare do stuff like that on like technology, I'm like, how do you really know that it's muted? Like, do you really know that? Like, I had a friend that got caught cheating in school because apparently you can take the test like on your own, but they record you, like the camera starts recording you on your laptop. And he's like, but the camera screen usually has like a green dot, and this time it was just grayed out. And so I thought I was okay. And so he would literally look at his iPad right next to his computer and look up the answers, and they caught him. He's like, but the camera was off. I'm like, yeah, how do you know that? You really, truly never know. Like I just wouldn't ever take the risk. Anyway, he has a new book coming out. Lukas Gage does. It says, a riveting and heartwarming memoir about the actor of White Lotus and Euphoria that details his upbringing in the West Coast, including a broken family, struggles with addiction, sex, borderline personality disorder, and his commitment to being the center of attention at all times, even as he actually becomes a star. This is Lukas Gage was having one of the shittiest weeks of his life. His beloved grandmother was dying, and Lukas was sitting next to his father, a man who had been mostly absent in his son's childhood, except when listening to Howard Stern on the radio. They were across the street from a building in Century City where where months prior, Lukas signed a prenup, paperwork for a marriage that crumbled spectacularly and publicly. This week had it all: death, divorce, and daddy issues. In that room, Lukas did the smartest thing anyone could do in a crisis: doom scroll to see what random people on the internet were saying about him. People were calling him an attention whore, and they were absolutely right. Lukas Gage was no stranger to going viral. He loved attention. As a toddler, I don't know why I keep saying his mom. He set his room on fire. As a child, he hugged and flirted with women at Hooters to his father's delight. As a teen, he stole handles of alcohol and cherry cough syrup to give him Russa syrup. He had sex at a Chili's restroom and fell hopelessly in love with a girl who wore an ankle monitor. He became an actor and filmed that scene in The White Lotus. If you know, you know. Lukas was scared of attention, and yet he craved it more than anything in the world. I wrote This Is for Attention is a riveting, exquisite memoir full of heart that chronicles Lukas's coming of age in the haunting underbelly of San Diego and clawing his way to stardom. Lukas captures the universal anxieties as transitioning from innocence to adulthood, of feeling too much and nothing at all, sex and death, fame and familial strife, drug abuse, and Raya. I wrote This for Attention as a remarkable achievement of healing, of vaping through therapy sessions, and having the courage to forgive the family that hurt you and set yourself free. It doesn't come out till October, though. I don't know why they do this with books. They announce them so early, and it just is weird to me. Let's see. Doja Cat and Ray. Also, someone else has a new song coming out. Okay, it's Lisa, Doja Cat, and Ray. The song's called Born Again. Comes out February 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or February 7th at 9 a.m. Korean Standard Time. I'm guessing that's what that means. KST. I've never seen that before, but there you go. It's interesting. We haven't really had like a trio like that really since Ariana Grande, Lana Del Rey, and Miley Cyrus on Don't Call Me Angel. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure we've had something since then, but like a trio like that, it's pretty good. Heidi has a new song, Heidi Montag. So she released a deluxe album of, I don't even know what the album was called, but the one she released back in 2010. And now it has the song I'll Do It, and she has a new one called Prototype. But she has another new song called Forgive and Forget. And if you're curious as to what any of that means, Heidi was on the Hills, if you're wondering. And she had this falling out with Lauren Conrad, who I just never liked that much. I always liked Heidi more. There's just something about Lauren that seemed mean girl to me. And I think I was right. But you know what? When you don't like someone and Lauren doesn't like Spencer, who is Heidi's boyfriend at the time. But it's just like, you just don't want to be around him. And that is totally valid. It's called Superficial 2, the album. It has 24 songs on it. One of the songs is Forgive and Forget. And if you're wondering what that means, there's a fight. It's not really a fight. But after a fight, Lauren and Heidi get together and talk things through. And apparently Spencer had spread some rumors about Lauren. And Lauren was mad. And she's mad at Heidi for sticking up for Spencer. And she's like, even if he did do that, it's not my responsibility. Like, I don't know why you're getting mad at me. And she's like, because you're supporting him. And she's like, but I love him. Like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, all we need to do now, Lauren says this, is to forgive and forget. I want to forgive you and I want to forget you. And now Heidi has a song called Forgive and Forget. And somewhere in the lyrics it says, like, your fake mascara running down your cheeks. Okay, I found the lyrics. I was worried I wasn't going to find them because this song is so obscure. But it basically says, you thought that you would get the best of me. You were wrong. The truth comes out eventually. I'm not sleeping with the enemy. Do you know what you meant to me? Let me refresh your memory. Because damn, you really put me through it. But I'm taking back the life you ruined. So I'm thanking God I didn't lose him because he didn't break my heart. You did. Oh, that's so sad. She's talking about her best friend. I want to forgive you. I want to forget you. The iconic line. Can you imagine if I had let you get under my skin and get into our bed? Yeah. You'd rewrite the story with your perfect ending. So tell me, how could I be so easy to lose? Even after everything that we'd been through, I want to forgive you. And I want to forget you. Verse 2. Use mascara, tears, and sympathy just to get some good TV. Do you know what you did to me? Storylines and shady lies, words you used to weaponize took you so long to get the knife out of my back. Another chorus, I want to forgive you, I want to forget you. Oh wait, no, we already did that one. The bridge. Even in my darkest moments, I'm glad you showed me I'm stronger than I ever thought I'd be. Made it out on the other side. I'm done with crying. Now I know you can't. Now I know I can get through anything. So I'll forgive you. So I'll forgive and forget. I'm better than I've ever been. So I'll forgive and forget. I'm better than I've ever been. So there you go. That's a breakup song about two best friends. I tried to watch The Hills once. This has been years ago. Even then, this was probably 10 years ago, and The Hills had come out probably, I don't even, 10 years before that, maybe? No, 5 years. It wasn't even that long after. And it was really cringy to watch. Like, I couldn't watch it. You know when shows just don't age well. Okay, here's some crazy random things. I had no idea this was even happening, just so you know. So apparently ASAP Rocky is in trouble. Apparently he shot his friend. The friend is still living, but he still shot him. And this isn't the first time he's been in the run with the law. I don't know. How do you think Rihanna feels about this? So he went into court, this was that last week, and he didn't take the plea deal. He pled not guilty. So the plea deal, he would have to spend 10 months in prison, I think. And he said no. And if he's if he's convicted guilty, he goes to prison for like 26 years. And people are like, oh, I know Rihanna at home just about to scream at him as soon as he walks in. It says, but then here's the crazy thing. Erica Jane's son is the cop that testified in court against, or whatever happened between A$AP Rocky and his friend that night or whatever. What are the odds of that? Like, I knew he was a cop, but out of all the cops in LA, let's see, day one of rapper A$AP Rocky's assault trial served as a reminder of just how small Hollywood can be. Thomas, I keep want to say Lizzo, Thomas Zizzo Jr., I've never heard that last name. A Los Angeles police officer and son of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erica Jane took the stand on Friday, January 14th during day one of the Grammy Award-winning rapper's trial. Rocky 36 faces 2 counts of assault with semi-automatic firearm related to a 2021 shooting incident in Hollywood. See, 2021, why are we just now getting to this? The legal system in the United States is so messed up. He is accused of firing 2 or 3 shots at Terrell Efron. It's not spelled like Efron, it's Ephron. Interesting. A childhood friend. According to the Associated Press, Efron claims the alleged shots grazed his knuckles. The rapper has pleaded not guilty. Oh. What? So why would you face 24 years in prison if it just hit his knuckles? Is it because of a gun charge? Interesting. The rapper faces up to 24 years in prison if convicted. Zizzo was one of the first LAPD officers to respond to the scene of the alleged 2021 incident, TMZ reports. While on the stand, the officer reportedly testified about what he saw at the scene when he arrived. You know what? That just proves that Erica is a good mom and just a good secret keeper in general. Because I feel like any other housewife, if they knew their son had arrested ASAP Rocky, would have said something on the show, you know? Maybe she did and I just didn't see it, but I don't remember her saying anything about it. So, you're a real one, Erica. Zizzo has remained out of the public spotlight despite his mother's reality television fame. He has never appeared on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and is not featured on his mom Jane's social media pages. As TMZ notes, his absence from her social media accounts are deliberate. She says she does not post about her son out of respect for his privacy as a police officer. Jane shares her son with ex-husband Thomas Zizzo. The pair divorced shortly after their son was born in 1982. Blah, blah, blah. People don't understand this, but we were actually pretty tight, Jane says of her ex-husband, Thomas. Oh, that doesn't matter. But if you're wondering, yes, this is the son that rolled his car 5 times on his way to Tom's house after the burglar broke in. If you know, you know. So yeah, the judge, I remember watching the footage of the judge talking to ASAP in court. ASAP's like, I plead not guilty. And he's like, so you do understand that your fame and your celebrity stature will not help you in this case. And it's not going to sway the jury. It's not going to sway me in my decisions. If you're found guilty, you will go to prison for up to 24 years. He's like, do you accept that? And ASAP's like, yeah. He's like, let me just remind you again. And he says it again. He's like a concerned father. He's like, if you do not take this deal, things could go very badly for you. And he's like, yeah, I understand. He's like, okay, I guess that's all we have to say here. We'll see you in court. So, I don't know. Interesting. I had no idea that happened, though. I had no idea. I mean, obviously he should face some repercussions, but it sounded like, when I first read it, it sounded like he'd killed his friend. And I'm like, how did I miss this? Let's see. Lana Del Rey is confirmed to be on The Weeknd's album on a song called In Heaven. I don't know what the album's going to be called, but she's on the album, you guys. So there you go. Barbie Fiera has a movie coming out, and it's like pretty wholesome. At first, I thought it was going to be a scary movie. It just started out kind of like that, you know, those A24 Universal Films movies. There's also one coming out with the guy from It Ends With Us, not Justin Baldoni, but the other guy, and Megan, what's her name? Megan something from White Lotus. It actually looks pretty interesting. It's probably going to be pretty cheesy, but I'll still watch it. Actually, I don't know. If it's going to be too scary, I don't know if I'll watch it, but it looks more like a thriller. Anyway, back to Barbie Fiera. She used to be on Euphoria, and apparently her and the producer or director did not get along and kind of had a falling out. So she's no longer on the show. But I mean, is anybody on the show at this point? I'll believe it when I see it. She has a movie coming out called Bob Trevino Likes It. It says when a lonely 20-something Lily Trevino accidentally befriends a stranger online who shares the same name as her own self-centered father, encouragement and support from this new Bob Trevino could change her life, inspired by a true story. So basically her dad is a terrible, awful person and treats her like crap, and she's trying to find him to reconcile with him. But she finds this guy online who has the same name as her dad. And I don't know how they started talking, but they did. Basically, he's like the father she never had, or the father she needed. Anyway, it looks pretty wholesome. I like it. It's got the guy. He's in a lot of stuff. John, I do not know how to say his last name. I'm so sorry. Leguizamo. I don't think that's how you say it, but is he Sid? I think he's Sid on Ice Age, you guys. Hang on. Let me see if I'm correct. I hope I am, because I like it when I'm right. Yeah, he's Sid. Oh my gosh. Ice Age is one of the best franchises of all time, just in case anyone's wondering. But he's in so much stuff. Like I'm scrolling down. I've scrolled down like several pages and I'm only to 2010 and it still keeps going down. Like, he's just one of those people. Look, I'm still scrolling. That's me scrolling. 1984, he was in Madonna's Borderline music video. Friend of Boyfriend. That's where we're going to start. 1984, sorry, 1984. Anyway, it looks really good. It comes out... let's see when it comes out. Maybe it's a Sundance movie. I don't even know. It doesn't say. Coming soon. Releases March 21st, 2025. I don't know if it's coming to theaters. I don't know if it's coming to streaming. But there you go. It's got an 8.2 rating. So if you're into ratings, there you go. I'm not. But there you go. Okay, we'll end on this one. Brook Shields has a new book, and it is currently out. And this is actually really sad. So the book's called Brook Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old. And she said, she's on the Kelly Clarkson show, and she's like, yeah, I was on Instagram Live, and someone's like, I wish you looked the way you used to. She's like, gee, thanks. But she's like, people like saw me at 14, 15, or 16, and that's just the image they have of me for the rest of their life. My image I have of her is being Miley Cyrus's mom on Hannah Montana. But I remember when that happened, when I was like, oh, that's Brook Shields. I'm like, oh, who's Brook Shields? Anyway, but yeah, she's like, people like imprint in their minds that that's how you're going to look forever. That's how you always look to them. And I can see that. There's like people I always imagine they look that same way, even though they've clearly aged and clearly changed. But you just always see them in that same light. Anyway, it says, from generational icon Brook Shields comes an intimate and empowering exploration of aging that flips the script of on the idea of what it means for a woman to grow older. Brook Shields has spent half a lifetime in the public eye. Growing up as a child actor and model, her every feature was scrutinized, her every decision judged. Today, Brooke faces a different kind of scrutiny, that of being a woman of a certain age. And yet for Brooke, the passage of time has brought freedom. At 59, wow, she looks really good. At 59, she feels more comfortable in her skin, more empowered and confident than she did decades ago in those famous Calvin Klein ads. Now in Brook Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old, she is changing the narrative about women and aging. This is an era, insists Brooke, when women are reclaiming agency and power, not receding into the shadows. These are the years when we get to decide how we want to live, when we get to write our own stories. With remarkable candor, Brooke bears all, painting a vibrant and optimistic picture of being a woman in the prime of her life, while dismantling the myths that have, for too long, dimmed the perception. Sorry, the way they write this is so weird. Sharing her own life experiences with humor and humility, and weaving together research and reporting. Brooke takes aim at the systemic factors that contribute to age-related bias, by turns inspiring, moving, and galvanizing. What? Brooke's honesty and vulnerability will resonate with women everywhere and spark a new conversation about the power of promise of midlife. That is the weirdest. I'm sorry. I know I sounded like a complete idiot reading that, but the way they phrased that was so bizarre. Anyway, if you're interested in reading her book, it is out now. I've always liked her. I have not seen her documentary yet, and I really want to. I just remember a scene I saw on TikTok, and she was married to was she married or engaged or dating this famous tennis player? And he got mad at her for something, and she said he smashed all of his trophies and was just going crazy, going berserk. It was after, what was it? It was something she did, and it wasn't even that big of a deal, and he went off on her. I do remember seeing, though, that she was talking about the famous scene in... I guess I saw her in Friends first, but I didn't realize that was who it was. But she was in Friends. She was the one that dated Joey, and she thought he was really... what was his name? Dr. Drake Ramore. She thought that he was really the character he plays on TV. And she does that crazy, insane laugh. I guess she was the one that wanted to do that. And she had to... I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's the one that wanted to do that, and she had to convince the director to let her do it, and it turned out to be like really funny. It's one of like a scene I think about a lot in Friends. But there you go. Yeah, that is it, you guys. I will keep scouring the internet for more stuff. I had someone else ask me again the other day. They're like, how do you find all this stuff to talk about? I'm like, I promise you, I don't have to look hard. I just open up my phone and there it is. I get my info from, well, I get my ideas. I don't like get all my facts from these. I make sure to double check. But TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, not Facebook. But yeah, it just comes to my phone naturally, and even Google sends me stuff. It'd be like, Google News has sent you this thing, or yeah, are you interested in this? Even Alexa, my Alexa upstairs does it. It's like she's like, add Kim Kardashian to your favorite celebrity list to keep up with her. I'm like, okay. But it's just like, it'll just show me random news about celebrities. I'm like, all right, there you go. Yeah, that is it. I actually posted another Patreon episode. It is about EGOTs. If you're not sure what EGOTs are, you're gonna have to go listen. Has something to do with award shows, and it was actually quite interesting. I learned a lot. I basically went through the top award shows that happen and when they started, who was the first to win them, who has the most, all this kind of stuff. And then I explained what an EGOT is. So if you're interested, my Patreon is $5 a month, and I do 2 more episodes per month. And I haven't really set a schedule yet of when I do them. They're just kind of random at this point, but there are 2 every month, so don't be alarmed. And I think it's just called On the Phone with KCK. You can go to my bio on my Instagram, and all my stuff is linked in there. But yeah, I would appreciate the support, and if you're interested in learning more about pop culture, appreciate everyone that listens. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Please like my smoking TikTok because it is so embarrassing that nobody has really viewed it. It's getting more views now, but it's definitely my least viewed video. And it was my most vulnerable, you guys. So please help me out. Anyway, hope you have a great week. It is the last week of January, which is just crazy to think about that we're already 1 month down. I have this, it's not an app, but I follow this person on Instagram. It's like a motivational page. And each week, I think it's on Tuesdays, they show you how much of the year has gone by already. And as of last week, there's already 5.5% of the year gone by. So kind of puts it into perspective. Anyways, thanks for listening. Bye.